But first, lawmakers tonight are reacting to the closing of the legislative session and looking back on the progress that was made. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi joins us right now with more on what members of both sides of the aisle have to say about the new laws that are coming to the natural state. Jacob.
Yeah, Morgan, the top Republican in the Arkansas Senate tells me he views the 95th General Assembly legislative session as very successful, while the top Democrat in the Arkansas House says excessive spending was geared towards misguided principles. While the two sides continue to clash over issues like prison spending and direct democracy process, there were moments of bipartisan cooperation. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders signed hundreds of bills into law during the latest legislative session.
I define this session as promises kept to the people of Arkansas.
President pro tempore of the Arkansas State Senate, Bart Hester, says enhancing penalties for illegal immigrants who commit felonies and securing $75 million for a new prison in Franklin County were priorities he says he was glad to see get through.
The legislature saw fit to give the Department of Corrections $75 million. That's more than enough money to do the architect, engineer, and some dirt work, and probably most importantly, get a firm bid.
Meanwhile, Arkansas House Democratic leader Andrew Collins says money spent on a new prison does not attack the root of the problem.
What we've done instead of focusing on reducing crime is building more prisons. We have an overcrowding problem, but the problem comes from having too many crimes be committed.
Collins says this legislative session will be remembered for power grabs, excessive spending, and hot-button national issues trickling into Arkansas politics.
Number one is the spending on what I would consider to be misguided priorities.
He says new ballot initiative canvassing laws, such as requiring signers to show photo ID and forcing volunteers to read aloud the ballot title, chilled the direct democracy process.
There was a concerted effort to gum up the works on that process and really essentially make it nearly impossible. It was already difficult, but now it's nearly impossible to get a popular initiated act or constitutional amendment on the ballot.
There were moments, however, of bipartisan support on laws, including the passing of universal free breakfast for public school students.
It's going to be a great thing, great for health outcomes, great for educational outcomes for kids in our state.
As well as improvements to maternal health through the Healthy Moms and Healthy Babies Act, expanding Arkansas Medicaid coverage for pregnant and new mothers. Both lawmakers agreed that party labels won't get in the way of helping Arkansans.
It's really important that we work well together. Look, we are not Washington, D.C. here in Arkansas. I don't find it offensive when I can work with my colleagues across the aisle. In fact, I think the people of Arkansas expect that and they want it.
Now, while he was not able to secure all the money for the prison, Hester tells me he will try to get the funds secured by the fiscal session in early 2026. While this legislative session is over, Governor Sanders has the power to call the General Assembly into a special session if necessary. Jacob Luthi, 5 News.